All right. Morning if you're in the US. Afternoon if in the EU. How's everybody doing? Hope you had a great weekend. Monday, first trading day. Let's get to it. Let's see what we are looking at. I've done some changes to the location of the Thinkorswim, so I'm gonna have to get used to it. So it's at the bottom now. Right, looks good. The volume is okay. Yep, it's receiving. Sounds good. Okay. SPY. Obviously, everybody by now should know what's going on around the world. It's kind of scary at the moment what's happening around Middle East. Yeah, well, these past few years haven't been really good, to be honest, since the COVID times. Nothing looks good when it comes to stability of the world, you know. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's a big unfortunate event, and there's not much we can do right now, except for praying for those who are affected by it. And yeah, let's hope it doesn't really escalate more than it has now. But I doubt that it's gonna stop here, because I think unfortunately it's gonna go on for a while now. I think it's not something that can stop all of a sudden. Even if a deal breaks or something like that, I think it will go on forever, because this conflict is just it's to do with fate, isn't it? So, anywho, trying to get my chat to work. Okay, so why is my chat not working? Dude, live chat. Why can't I not access this? Okay. Chat. The thing is, I can't write anything. Anyways, I probably will respond in obviously in the voice. I can't text using my OBS, which was really handy. I don't have to go through the other platforms or the websites to be able to chat or text. But I can see the messages anyways. That's fine. So let's have a look at SPY. SPY has been basically very weak for the last few months. It's broken quite a few of the substantial levels and created a nice little downtrend in short-term perspective. And it was quite aggressive as well. These past few weeks ago, when it started, it was quite aggressive. And but then again, you know, if we look at it from a point of, you know, how much of a pullback it did from the recent lows, recent big massive swing lows, we're only looking at about what, 30%, not even that, right? So I mean, that pullback is quite viable. We could still be in the long run going forth in an uptrend, but the problem is that obviously US is going to get involved with the conflict, and these things will not look good for the stock market itself, the market itself, because they will really be affected by it. A lot of people would start to sort of take out their money and start investing it in much more stable sort of investment instruments. So that's why I was gonna sort of look into SPY. before the conflict, saying like, look, we could see a bounce. It was really actually very clear. This kind of sort of price action you see with heavy volume. It's not the heaviest, but as you can see, compared to before, a few days before, or the last 5 days, this volume is probably one of the better volumes. The most volume it traded that day, and the most range of a strong day for a while. So as you can see, the most in the green days I haven't seen a green day like this for until here, but this was quite strong. So I think if this stays the way it is, when it comes to technical analysis, it looks like it wants to bounce. It might be a reversal, especially with the volume that came in like that, especially with the pullback that it did, which was a very, very decent pullback from the lows. Now, even if you calculate it from this swing low, that's going to be about 40% pullback, even from the recent swing lows. So it's a very valid pullback for a dip buys. And I think we might see some continuation when it comes to technical analysis. But when it comes to the global news, global events happening, unfortunately, that's not really sort of in line with the technical analysis. So sometimes it could beat easily the technical analysis, something like a conflict, especially between Israel, because US is very, very close allies with Israel, and it has a lot of influence in financial markets, the country of Israel. So I think we might see a lot of chop coming into SPY. We might see a bounce. We might see some sort of a fade off as well. If I see a big fade off today or this week, or we are going red this week, I wouldn't be really, really surprised. I wouldn't be shocked at all. This is something to be anticipated. I think it might happen more likely than not. So I am kind of prepared for that. So let's get to our watch lists. We have been looking at the RIVN. RIVN had a really bad day 2 days ago. Very, very weak red day. And then it bounced yesterday. Bounced up really nicely and held strong. Today it's actually gapping down. So there's really like weakness written all over it. So as you can see, overall it's very weak. It had really decent bounce from the lows with a really nice pattern, reversal pattern. But also we are seeing a reversal pattern coming down as well. So this pattern itself is a big, big reversal pattern to the downside. So weakness written all over it. But the problem is whenever you think that this is weak, it does these kind of bounces. So for example, yesterday I was looking for shorts on it. When I say yesterday, it's Friday. Yesterday's trading day. I was looking for shorts on it, and I got caught on it. I'm not gonna lie. And I started here, and it was decent. It was a really decent trade, and I'm not gonna lie. The entries were really good, but then came the bias. Then came the strong bias that the stock is weak, and we're gonna have some follow through after this massive red day. I failed to also remind myself that these kind of massive big days to the downside, especially when the stock is already down, weak, does tend to bring a bit of a bounce. So I forgot to remind myself, and that was a big mistake. And I haven't really sort of encountered that kind of a, I would say, big F up, or whatever you want to call it. For a while. So I actually, within one trade or one ticker, I hit my 3 max loss day. So yeah, that was it. I mean, this hit, I was adding, the decent trade was here. I started here, and then I added, I believe, here somewhere again. And then my stop was still over the 18s. That was the only issue. That was the problem, that my stop was over 18s, because that made me add to it as it approached 18 more and more. So that actually started to really build up the position, and that was just went out of control. So I had to cut it short, just over 18s here. As you can see, it would have really sort of, if I hadn't, it would have gone maybe 5-6 hours easily. So that was, and then after that I just stopped, which I'm really like happy about, proud of. You know, you hit -3 days, -3 hour days, your max loss days. If you do have those kind of rules, it will save you a lot of hassle. Why? This is the perfect example. Say, for example, you were short with me, or you were shorting this on your own and you got stuck on it, and you have no max loss rule, and you do have them somewhere, but you don't respect them. And what happens in these kind of cases is you're not strong enough, you're not disciplined enough to actually take it off when things go south, in this case north. You know what I mean? But the thing is, you've got to have experienced those kind of big red days to be able to really convince yourself, you know what, we've got to respect those max loss days, which is, for me, is -3 hour. So if I'm risking $1,000, it's 3,000, 3K. Each trade should be 1 hour, 1K, not more than that. Usually it's less than that. Usually, 90% of the time it's like it's 800, 900 if I'm risking 1K. So that was it. I mean, on Friday, long story short, don't be too biased. Don't be strongly too biased because you have seen these kind of patterns, or a strong daily pattern that you think is going to carry on doing the same as it did previously. You gotta respect your own trade management in a sense, where you might have a plus setup, but you can't really risk more than what you should have, or what you should. So that's a lesson learned for me, which is gonna go forward, and the plan is to not do it again. What else? Hold on, guys. I'm not seeing my chat. I don't know why. Table version. Okay, I'll go through. Okay, you're about to switch. Okay. So you're seeing my think or swim. Okay, good. So alright, I'm just gonna let it work out. Let it start to create some sort of a trend. If it doesn't, then it's a chop. Well, I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'll keep it just in case if it starts to do anything crazy today as well. ALXO Friday just went crazy. About power hour, just I would say after lunchtime. This was a very odd timing for it to do that, but it squeezed up massive yesterday, ALXO. And I really thought at that time that I had it on my watch list, and when I was looking at this, look at the volume initially. If you look at this volume, forget about what's happened here, but the open was completely dead. Like I waited for this thing to like wake up for half an hour or so. It didn't. Like after that, after 10 a.m., I thought, okay, we just leave it alone, and then it does that. So you can never tell what it was definitely in play, but the volume was dying down. That's why I left it alone. Most of the cases, these will die down, and this was one odd case where it actually started to pick up way after volume started dying, and momentum started to shift to very dull momentum. So that's one that could have been a decent trade. Let's have a look if I can. Okay. So. ALXO today, I'm expecting a bit of a wash or a bit of a weakness today. As you can see, there was some really like from 9.6 highs, which is quite high. I mean, quite a bit of a move from 7.2s to 9.6s, but the rejection came in very strong and it held. That rejection held. And today we are getting a bit of a, I would say, gap down. This could be counted as extension gap down, not overextension. If this was around 10s, 15s, that would be overextension. But it's not. It went from 5s to now trading at 8, so it's not an overextension. So it's only gap down from an extension. So we could see some sort of opportunity on it for shorts. So I'm putting it for shorting opportunity for today, if I can. ALXO. PLTR, I have been keeping an eye on it for swing ideas, possible swing ideas. But the thing with this was everything will be affected by the SPY's gap down, obviously. So this is a gap down as well as the others that we're watching on swings. But it had a really, really nice day on Friday. And it had that sort of telltale sign of, a pause. Let's start from the beginning. A really decent move, and then a pullback, and then a pause, and then this could be the secondary move or second wave of the main trend, which is to the upside. So it was a really good idea for the swings. Now it could still work out. I did start it a bit early though. I think a few days ago. I'm not too sure where it was, like under 16 for sure average. And today is gonna probably test that level, and I want to see what it does around there. Otherwise I'll take it off. PLTR still could produce something if it takes out that 1660s, 1670s. This is a big level here. Yesterday I was looking also on Friday. I was looking also on GRTS for possible shorts. It really didn't provide anything for the shorts, and also this was the one like ALXO. Initially the volume wasn't that great, and then I believe later it picked up. No, not really. It was a really decent. Really decent price action to go long, but at this point, I believe I had hit my max loss, so I just left it. And this was a really beautiful stable trend up. As you can see, every time it takes out the highs, pulls back a little bit, gives you an opportunity for a profit taking, and then goes further, profit taking, and then makes another high for the day. And so that was a good one. Today I'll be keeping an eye on it for sure. Why? Because it's in my opinion it is actually extended. We're talking from 1.2 to 2.85. That's like not hundreds, but just over 100% move. So that's, you can consider that as an extension, overextension. So we could be looking for some sort of shorting opportunities on this one. Market is open, by the way, guys. Best of luck. What was I going to say again? Yeah, so this one definitely shorting opportunity. I'll keep an eye on that. PRZO, I traded this PM pre-market. Started here, I believe. Started here. And basically I held it until here somewhere, and then I had to go and I cut everything, took off everything. And then this one had potential, and I did write to a few of my followers. I said, look, this one has potential, from where I took my exits, which was 1.8s, 1.75s. And it went from there all the way to 2.3s. Now just that open drive chop coming in. We'll see if it does hold. We could see some more squeeze on this one. As you can see, the daily looks crazy. It went from 65s to now trading at 2.14s, hundreds of percentages move. So that's a big one that we need to keep an eye on. SMR was also a big, massive one. Yes, on Friday it was really, really. Look at this. I mean, massive, massive move. Goes from 4.8 all the way to 5.7. So that's a 20% move for a $5 stock. Now, could we see a continuation to the upside? We could if we start to take out yesterday's highs and yesterday's close, which is a level created, a zone created by those two levels. So yeah, we need to watch what happens around that area. So really, quite a lot of watch list. PRZU is building up. I mean, this is it's trying to hit that 225s and getting rejected again. But I believe if it does pull back a little bit towards 2, we might see some dip buying coming in if it gets there. There it goes. So 2. It comes in. If it doesn't hold though. Okay, so we are getting obviously liquidity hunt, and this could be the reversal as well with the volume coming in. But usually we do get some chop at the open for the right. 2 is holding, so it might be an opportunity for a dip buy around 2s. But this is too heavy to be front running this. What I mean by that is now if you do take it, you will be actually trying to catch the falling knife. So wait for it to create some sort of a pattern like these, like this basing price action. And if it does that, then you could actually find yourself in a much better position where you can put your stop very tight and just risk very little for a massive move, potential move. So yeah, PRZU looks interesting. Okay, so it's really strongly getting to those 2 levels, and it wants to take out those numbers. And the more it holds, the more it has chance of bounce from here. But if again, if those numbers are getting taken out, those orders gets taken out, this probably will halt down if it takes that 2 out. Yes, sir. And it's holding. It is holding. Okay, so now it's bouncing from the 2s, and see how far the bounce goes into. And let's see if we do get some pressure to the downside again, or are we gonna get pure PLTR. PLTR is really running for it. I think it actually filled the gap, PLTR. ALXO is also washing down. I wish it had given me more chance to do that, but chance to take. So this one, again, this is the reattempt to that 2s. This was really, really expected. I was kind of waiting for this. Now, these kind of price actions will create that pattern that I talked about, usually, and it will take a while for it to actually decide where it wants to go. Usually what happens is if there's a balance of buyers and sellers, this is in a bigger range, that's what you will see, those price patterns forming. And then the breakout happens off those patterns is when the imbalance happens of the buyers and sellers. It's a very simple concept, really. Okay, so now this is obviously we will be seeing some sort of a liquidity around here and liquidity around this area here. So what the market maker will do is they'll try to push this in between these areas, right? Even here, I would say, and then we will have some here, So as you can see, it's like a big zone. So, you know, expect this to be a bit choppy right now. But once it starts to form that pattern I talked about, these zones get taken out and they basically give up whichever losing side is easily after seeing the formation of the patterns. So we'll wait and see what happens. This looks good for a possible wait scenario. It is hitting that 2 again, which I really wanted to see what it does around 2s. Is it going to take it out? If it does, this could be a potential shorting opportunity because that 2 level is very, very strong. And 195 level, we have 200 EMA. This zone itself is huge. Like we're talking massive, massive zone. So if it takes this out, I'm only looking for shorts for a very big move. But it's holding really, really nicely. So now it's better than taking longs here. It's better than taking longs here because remember this massive wash that could easily be a big massive reversal and a dump. And now it's better. Why? Because we are seeing at least a little bit of a hold. The 2s are holding really, really nicely, although it's attacking constantly, but it's constantly holding as well. So if you are one of those who can't wait for these levels to really do something, then this is a better chance right now. Okay, I would say. So once it starts to create a nice little pattern, I would give it another 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes. We might see some pattern here. As long as that 2 holds, again, that's the really deciding factor, is that 2 needs to hold. If it doesn't hold, then there's no point in looking for a pattern. So let's see. Okay, 2s are not going to hold the way it looked like. It's a short on opportunity, in my opinion, the way it's attacking the 2s. Again, I could be wrong. I could easily be wrong. But it's attacking the 2s so heavily. I think this is weakness written over it, guys. I might short this, guys, to begin with. I might start small. For shorting opportunity now with the risk towards that 220s. And again, you know, it's like if it starts to really shift the momentum, then obviously we can always, I'm able to change my bias very quickly. So as you can see, I was looking for longs on this one. Now I'm actually a little bit short biased on it. Because the fact that it's actually like stair stepping, that the orders are stair stepping now to the downside, and it's looking very, very heavy. So I'd rather short this the way it looks than long it. I know there's huge level here, but it's really, really attacking it. And once this breaks, and then it has quite a good potential. We'll see. 2s are, again, as I said, this level is huge, right? It's holding. How long has it been holding? Since 835, right? Since it broke, actually, it's been holding that level. So yeah, massive volume coming in, and wow, okay. Okay, so the 2s are still holding. And if I'm looking for shorts on this one, I wouldn't want this to be going beyond 215s. If it does, then shorts for now is off until it breaks the 2s. Okay, so GRTS has done a really nice move. GRTS is what I was looking for. A short on it, was that? GRTS, yes, it was a shorting opportunity, but it's just, yeah, it's freaking too much of a chase right now. It does look good though. The opportunity. GRTS. Why not? Let's try that. SPY is bouncing strongly as well. And our GRTS is, as long as it stays under VWAP, I'm good. But let's have a look at PRZO, it's more interesting. Now, this is, the more it holds here, the more I'll be a bit concerned about the shorts. Yeah, so I think this is holding nicely. So we gotta wait up because this could be that chop within the zones. I did try a few small little starters on it, but it really hasn't gone far. Yep, so this was a decent, that two held. It held and it's, yep, I think the shorts are giving up. Or maybe not, maybe not. This is it, guys. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Wow, GRTS also is bouncing. This just doesn't have that volume that I want on it. Just doesn't have that volume. Yeah, PRZO. I'm looking for basically shorts, yes, but my idea was to short it a bit higher, and I did try it here, right in this candle here, and then I got I stopped out because this was very quick, sort of quick trades. With these ones, if you do take few starters or tries on it, it's perfectly fine. because the potential is so high on these. These are the ones that give you 10, 20 hours. Now I would like this to be holding here, creating some sort of a pattern right there. And possibly bounce towards the 2s and then reject back on under. I've started here. There it goes. 190 is my average, I believe, 191s. And here we go. Okay, so let's have a look at how far. There's a massive potential on this. Wow, PLTR really went for it. So that's what I meant. Like these swing ideas are really extremely lucrative, and it pays off really well. Hold on a second, guys. I have a swing running on this one. I need to take some out. So just give me a sec. Loss happening today. Just gonna take some out. What are we looking at? All right. Took off that bad boy. All right, let's have a look. So basically, let's have a look so I don't share my sensitive. I had PLTR and PDD running, so I had to take some off from both. And PDD also is, I actually started PDD here. As you can see, this was, I actually took a snapshot of this. If you want to look at the really strong, really nice daily, you may want to have a look at this PDD for since the bounce, basically, since the reversal, since June. Beautiful daily, respecting the trend lines. And where is it now? Hold on. Every time it creates that pullback pattern trend line, it breaks it and it never looks back, as you can see. So when you're looking for longs and for a strong stock, look at this tiny pattern, little flag pattern. Right? when it breaks, it never looks well. It does look back, but after like a week or so, plenty of time for you to be taking a lot of it out if you had some running. Even today, it looks good for possible longs over 104, 107 20s. But I would be really careful longing or swinging things this week or the coming weeks because of the events going on with the war and all. So yeah, just be careful. Let's watch our PRZO. PRZO. Just gonna close this now. So on PDD, I was making like about 274%. It's not too bad. I'll take that. This is looking even better. I might add here, guys, 186. We do have this on PRZO massive level, I believe, this bounce here with this volume, as you can see. So that's definitely a big liquidity area. I shall say so. Let's have a look at our GRTS, what it do. Yeah, GRT is doing not much really, although looking good, I would say. We are due for a big bounce on PRZO. We're due for a big bounce, which might be coming soon. But if it takes 180 out, this could be good. But the bounce is coming now. See where it bounces to. What is holding? Not much, nothing much to hold this, to be honest, until 195 and 2s. So it could actually bounce towards this area, this zone again. This is the zone, still applies. But if there is sellers there left, that's the thing. If there are sellers left, then we might be, yeah, we might see some sellers coming in. Okay, PLTR, a really good timing for us to take some out. Look at this. Look at the extension on PLTR. You've got to be like, even if it's swing, you've got to understand that this move is not sustainable. So you do expect a bit of a pullback. Now, you can always, if it does pull back to 17s, for example, if you take something out here, then you can always add back if you start to see sort of grind back up or continuation. So that's why it's important to take some or bank some. That's what I call it. So there's a big level at not really big level, but that 193 I mentioned, or 195s. There's that seller. Those sellers are still there, and they're not budging. So there's now we are seeing a fight between that and this. So you know, this can go back and forth, and we'll see who wins. Because yeah, this one looks like a reversal, to be honest. The volume doesn't support it though. So this one looks like a reversal. Now it might bring in some more volume to the upside, because that 183, this area held. So interesting, very interesting on this one, because the way it was, like, I think this will still have some downside momentum. It just needs to bounce a little bit higher. I think towards 2 we might see a lot of yeah, towards 2 right now. In fact, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea, actually. I'm gonna try again shorting this thing around up until 2s, basically up until 2s. If it starts bouncing towards 2s and it starts to reject, I'll add to it. Okay, so we are getting that. GRTS. GRTS. I really want to like hold on to my short on this one, but it's just not, the volume isn't there, and also it's a really one of those stocks that just keeps going, and you just cannot tell where is the extension, where is it gonna stop, because it just keeps getting bought. But you do kind of expect a bit of a bigger red day on these, so that's probably worth it. Okay. My main watch right now is this guy. This guy's really, I think this is probably going to continue down. Right now, as it looks like, the bounce came in with the declining volume, so we might see this being a pullback, this being a main move, which is my main thesis now. That's why I'm short biased, and that's why I started this. Earlier I started around 190s, but I had to give it up here again. But I started then again, as I said, like small or break even losers is not a bad idea, because these things, when they do bounce, they will bounce really big. So that's why you have to be very, very fast. So I don't mind taking a few shots at a potential good trade. Okay, so this is still holding. I don't want the volume to be picking up, and it is picking up. So let's see if it holds. 2 is a big level again, so we can also wait for the 2's rejection as from per plan. We could wait for 2. Is it gonna hold? Because 2 is the liquidity area as well as the VWAP being there. But if the buyers are out buying the sellers, then those are gonna go very fast. And the faster it goes, the more we can like confirm that it's actually a reversal instead of a pullback. So let's see. Let's have a look. I'm also thinking this might have a pop. PRZO, it looks like it wants to have a pop, maybe even take out the 2s, and then starts to get heavy punished like this, because with this stock being so having so much momentum and so much interest, and buyers are definitely there and they're trying to push this thing up, the force that the shorts came in with at the highs was very strong. So, and it requires a lot of obviously we had in these 2 candles we had 2 million volume, 2.2 on average, so about 5 million volume for these 2 candles alone. That beats about the past 5, 6 to 7 candles, only those 2 candles. So. Anything else? Let's have a look. SMR, sorry. MTech also is a potential short, but I'm not going to bother with that. Nope, that was all day fader as I expected it. PRZO is the only one, and plus maybe some others. So it's attacking the VWAP and 2 level. I think it has enough force to take it out. Volume is coming back in. I'm still thinking it's gonna pop towards the highs maybe, and then the the short sellers will come in. There's the pop. There is your pop. Yep. Yep, there's that pop, and there's that. Let's see what it does around the highs of the day. I think it's going to break. This has so much momentum. You look at the volume coming in now. This is the main move easily. So once it broke that 2 with that volume, yes, that's as I mentioned, the faster it breaks this, the more we can confirm like this is actually the real move. So this could provide some decent opportunities in the long for the longs. Not now. I'm not going to obviously chase this. It's a big chase right now. In fact, I mean, if I wasn't really sort of worried about this volume, I would be shorting it, but it's too much of a volume to worry to be shorting this. So yeah, this is hitting that high now. It's attacking it. So this you see here, right there, this wash off. This was basically a stop run, really, for you know, both sides. Right there, when it ran, it caught a lot of buyers, obviously. I guess. So, let's see. This looks like a long right now, FPRZO. Looks like a really nice long. $220s. There it goes. There it goes. This has a lot of potential to squeeze. This has broken the highs, the liquidity area without any problems, with so much force. This is a squeeze, right? This is a squeeze, so good. Same tech. MTK looks good. RIVN, I wanted to short. There was some opportunity on this one, but it's a really nice opportunity actually, but it's too late now. I was busy with PRGO. ALXO, not really. TLTR pullback was very short on this one, and it's looking good. And then GRTS it's not going anywhere. It's like really, it's just dead. I might as well remove it from the watch list. PRZO definitely has potential. If it does pull back a little bit, it doesn't even want to pull back. That's the thing. There was a chance here, right there, where if you had the red level 2 and tape, you would have had the chance to enter here, even here on the break of 2, but you would have been chasing it. So it would have been a chase size. So this is the pullback that I was expecting. Let's see if it actually holds. This zone here, is it gonna hold? That's a big zone. If it does hold, then we could see some more squeeze on this one, PRZO. Okay, it's in that zone. I think it might reject a bit more. Is it? We'll have to see. Yep, there it goes. It's rejecting bigger. So it's a bigger pullback than, but it's still holding though. That's the thing. It's still holding, as you can see. Like it's just, it's getting bought up. Just got more buyers that are willing to basically be passive, which means basically hitting the markets. MTEK, I've been watching this as well, just in case if it starts to do this. Be careful with this one if you're going to short this, because this one, if it takes 120s, 130, 128s, 130s out, this is a long, because it's going to go from red to green, literally about at around what, 128s, 123, sorry. Right here is attempting that red to green, so that's going to be break of VWAP. So if it does break VWAP and holds, this is a good long as well, I think, because it had that nice little gap and it held this gap. It did attempt to gap fill. I was kind of thinking this is actually a all-day fader, an all-day fader. I still think if it doesn't take out the VWAP and holds there, I still think it could all-day fade away to where it started from, which is around ones. But if it does bring in volume and it starts to actually take out the 126s, this could also be a nice little trade. Same as, and this is looking good, and the more it holds here, the better. Cool. Okay, so this pressure is coming in is probably what's the float on this one? Yeah, that's looking good. 2.5s. If it takes out the 240, that's 10 cents there. 1.933 million, around, let's say 2 million float, very low float. Very low floats is heavily manipulated, heavy games being played on this. Right now it's holding really nicely. It's looking good, even better now. So we'll wait up. $231, 232s had big numbers, so that's holding, as you can see, 231s. And we have 240s, or yeah, I mean, this is the zone now. There goes the bigger rejection, but still holding. 225. There it goes. There comes another squeeze. This is another entry point here. PLTR. PLTR is really killing it today, which is good. Beautiful swing on that. PDD was really good as well. PDD's entry was beautiful. Like, I believe it was among these days. It might have been this day. I had like close to 300% on that options call options. So we can imagine it's gotta be, yeah, it's gotta be these days or that. Doesn't matter. 300%, I'll take it. Yes, sir. MTech isn't going anywhere, so it didn't have that strength to take that. This is why you need to have that create scenarios. You need to respect your levels and base your trading. This is what I do anyways. Like I look at what price could do. I look at what price could break and couldn't. And if my bias is short, and I ask myself, well, where does it need to break? What does it need to break? Which level does it need to go through and hold for me to be like completely say I'm wrong? I need to change my bias. This is what I mentioned earlier. If it does take that 130 is this trend line here and stays above the VWAP, in this case 128, even 126 is if it holds. See, it didn't break. It didn't even break that 126. But what I want this to do from my short bias into long bias mentality is it needs to break that 126 and it needs to hold the break. So when I say it needs to hold the break, it's like, let's give you an example. When I say break, let's say we're talking about 230 break from here, right? Not just a wick, it needs to break and close above it, few candles traded above it. This is perfect break. Now this is looking really decent for short, long. But anyways, so that's your break and hold. Now if MTEK doesn't do that over the break of 126, then it's still a short in my opinion. I'm short biased on it. That is what I mean by hold, break and hold. So a level that breaks, but then that level holds, it doesn't reclaim. So this is, as I said, I'm trading this, but I'm not mentioning because it's too fast, guys. I'm gonna go crazy if I start mentioning every trade. So I've taken quite a few trades on it, but yeah, it's doing okay now. But it needs to really take that 250 out because round numbers, kind of like 50 cents mark. I still call it round numbers, but if it takes that out, we expect a bit of a more squeeze coming into this one. So it's definitely worth keeping some there. Zell is missing on some nice moves. Ooh, SMR looks really nice for a short, but it's a chase. It's a big chase right now. 570 to 540 is not a big massive move down. It could still provide some decent move. 549 right now. 550s. PRZO is attempting to take out that 250s. There it goes. Let's go. And then about 244s. 245s have some numbers as well, but it seems like it wants to take that out. There it goes. 245 is gone, but still holding. 240s now. Okay, 45s. There it goes. Attempting to take 248s. 250s attempt next. 250 next. And 250s definitely got to have a lot of orders sitting there. It doesn't have to be short sellers. It could be just profit taking. Like for example, people starting here, like myself, I'll be taking some out way before 245. In fact, I kind of did it too earlier. But now this is the rejection from 250 area. So we're talking about this level here, this zone. Nice. So I'll be trading this probably until it loses momentum or gets really choppy. There's some decent moves on this. It is getting really crowded than before. I traded this pre-market as well really nicely here. It's very like less hectic basically, less volume. Although it's not good for trading, but in pre-market it's decent, something that's moving and creating nice little pattern. It's more respected, it has more weight. But now you will see a lot of chop because there's a lot of buyers to the same amount of sellers, or the number of sellers don't there's no imbalance basically. That's the main thing I want to try and sort of put out there. It's just there's no imbalance. When there's an imbalance, that's when you see moves like these. This was an imbalance because at that point, when it starts to reclaim certain level, sellers are like, you know what? This is bounced way beyond my level. I'm just gonna let it go. I'm just gonna give up on it. So sellers giving up is an imbalance because all you see is buyers, right? So compared to sellers, there's huge amount of buyers here. So that's what the idea here is as well. There's an equilibrium here, the balance here, but that balance is going to shift when that 250 is going to start to break. Even before breaking, you will get some telltale signs on the tape as it goes towards 250s. So if you're quick at reading that, then you can benefit from these. We are seeing really sort of like that buying pressure as well as selling pressure. Why? We do have those levels that people are willing to buy and sell at. Anyways, I'm going to be trading this and I think that's the only thing I'm going to be doing. I don't see anything else. SMR looks nice for possible short. I might short that as well. That's the only two I see. SMR looks good. PRZO still working this way. PLTR is going crazy now that I think about it. My partial here wasn't the best, but I still it's all good. It's all good. And RIVN was a decent short as well. I missed. And our swings, let's have a look at that. Where's my, here we go. Okay, so got here. Okay, we have, this is looking good as well. AMD is looking good. AMD, it was a start of around the under 100, I believe, but I might be wrong on that. Rivian is the only one that is like, why do I have Rivian here? Rivian should be out. That needs to be deleted. XPEV is related to Rivian anyway, so, but stronger than Rivian, as you can see. So we'll see what it does. XPEV is also a potential swing idea once it starts to take out 18s. It could be also 1750s. It depends. If it takes 2 more days or this week, by the end of this week, if it starts to be above 1750s, close to 18s, I'll take on this. The possible swing ideas. And then we don't have anything else. Let's have a look. All right, we do have some. Okay, let's have a look. PLTR is just gone now. It's too late. The the chance was here somewhere around break of 16. If you hadn't taken that, then it's too late. Maybe even break of 1670s, but that would have been still, I wouldn't have done it. MRTX, maybe in the future. Right now it looks good for long. This one also is looking not too bad. It's too extended right now for the day. Not too good. VRT, by the way, has been good. VRT is really like it's had really decent moves. It barely pulls back, and it just keeps grinding up. It went from 12 all the way to now trading at 40s. So, and it still looks like a swing right now. I mean, I'm already running swings on it from, I believe, here. I ran it from there, and I think I took it off somewhere there, so the whole thing, maybe about here, and then re-add. So this has been really good. I've been trading this VRT previously as well. I think these areas, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's this one, because that's a massive move. It might have been here though. Yeah, it might have been here. But anyways, it's been really successful. It still looks decent. SMCI is one of those that was going to provide either today or this week, which is looks like. SMCI looks to me to be a potential candidate for a swing possibility for the day. I wish I had been looking at it here somewhere, but it's right now. It's, as a day trader, it's a bit too extended for my trades, for my entries. I usually like to be really like, I would have really liked it for it to be red to green entry, 283, 283.75. So it's around here, around there would have been nice. And this one would have kept me, because usually when with the swings, obviously it's the low of the day, and it definitely would have kept me. So that's, I believe, is a mess. I could still put on a SMCI. I want to put an order on it, guys. I know it's a chase one, but I can put my stop around at the low of 280 instead of 277. So 280s and 286, 287. So $7 stop. But usually these are options, so I let it expire worthless if it doesn't work out for me. I take it in a way that it just usually expires. So I'm looking for this. Okay, let's keep an eye on SMCI. Okay, SMCI, I'm gonna write it here. APP is also one of those that has the potential today, or maybe the volume though, 1.82 million for it. Not too crazy about the volume, but it's definitely there. Not yet. Oh, XPO. This is a really nice one as well, as you can see. Today, is there an entry there? It could be, actually. Even today, there's an entry because it went from red to green from the gap perspective, if we consider the pre-market move. So it's reclaimed this gap filled, and it's trading above the yesterday's close. So again, with this thing, just like the APP, volume's low, but these ones, they just grind up with low volume. As you can see with these moves as well, we're looking at average of like 2.13 million volume, because they are higher price stock, which is fine. So SMCI and this one could be a potential candidate for entries anytime soon. SMCI and XPO. Why don't I like app? App is because it's way too low volume, way, and also the liquidity, as you can see within the bars, just too many gaps. We are looking at not much of a spread, to be honest. It's only 2 cents, 1 cent sometimes. So it's really good. The spread is really good, but it's just 2.40 and 41. I'm a bit torn with this. I'm just gonna add app as well. Why not? Let me just quickly check the PRZO. Oh, PRZO is nicely building. This is a really nice what is it called? Flag or pennant pattern continuation. Usually the continuation pattern 231 or 230. If that holds, then this is a really decent long right now. I'm already long on it. I'll probably add to it, but if that breaks, then I'll be out of it. I can't hold on to it anymore. I was really hoping this push was actually going to take that 250 out, which it didn't. But the fact that it didn't go beyond 230s is a good sign for longs. Anybody who's long on it is a good sign. I'm basing my stop beyond 230s, and it's just literally if you want to put your hard stop, you can put it at 225s, way beyond 30. There it goes. Right now it's about to start. Okay, it's attacking that 230. I don't think it's going to go to 230 now. It's probably going to attack that 243s and then 245s. Let's see what it does. Again, I could be wrong. There we go. There it attacks that 240. It's not going yet. Here we go. Look at the volume coming in. This is it. I think this is it. This is it. It's got to be it, right? It's got to be it. 243 get attacked. As I said, 243 gets attacked. 245s, and it's rejecting, but it's going to take that 245. It seems like it's strong enough to do that. Yes, it is. It kind of is. Maybe not. Not yet. But reattempt, maybe. Reattempt. Yep, it's going for. Okay, we don't want big rejection. Okay, so the rejection. This is from 245s. I can expect this because we do have this zone here. As long as I said, 230s is the key level here. Okay, so it's a bigger rejection with some decent volume. So that this volume I'm worried about. Look at the rejection came in, but 245 had that volume anyway, so it had to take that out. I'm losing my voice. I haven't drunk anything. That's probably why. Okay, so quickly I'm gonna check that. XPO we did put in our watch list. IMVT is looking decent as well, but not now. I don't like the daily. SLNO and the rest is just waste of time. I don't know why AVGR comes here, but yeah. So PDD too late. I'm in it to win it. AMD I guess is still valid swing in my opinion. AMD. But again, be very, very careful with swings these past, I would say next month or so. Maybe it could drag on for a lot more than that because of the whole global issue with Israel and Palestine. But I'm just giving you a heads up that these are decent for possible swing. This is looking even better now at the break of 287s, possible longs. I'm going to take this, guys. So SMCI, hold on. Where is SMCI? Let's have a look at where the options are looking at this. SMCI. If we look at November options, 290, 28. October 27 is too close. November 3. This is just too expensive. Of course, it's expected, but 2K. SMCI. Yeah, it's too expensive. What else did we have? XPO. It's too late. APP, maybe APP. So I don't mind that. As you can see, PRZO is attempted to take that 3230. I think it is thinning that 230 out, so we have to be careful with the longs. 20 November 17th. Okay. I'm gonna be out of PRZO, guys. Out. Oh. What? Oh. You've got to be like... I'm surprised this is not halting down. Why is it not halting down? Sheesh. All right. Where are you? Okay. So I'm done with this PRZO thing. I've tried few longs were successful, shorts were not that successful, but now it seems like I'm gonna give it up because I had decent runs on it, some small like 2-3 back-to-back losers on it, and yeah, now it's just, I think this is the real dump. This is the real dump. This, I believe, is the real dump. PRZO. PDD. Okay, PRDO. All right, that will probably be it for me, guys, for the day. Not too bad of a trading day for Monday. Lots of trades on PRZO, but the best one was the pre-market one, really nice. And then the rest was basically scalp, and then some short losers here, and then longs. And right now it's definitely short, written all over it. I might take this short, guys. I might take this. This short I'm taking, guys, under 2, because I wanted to do that earlier and I couldn't properly. So I will take this 220. Up.